But I think MVP. I'll look at this the same way I looked at Michael Jordan. To be clear, she's not the Michael Jordan of her sport in terms of speed, skill, or dominance. A'ja Wilson is the best player, though. Have you seen what Caitlin Clark has been doing lately? That's what this is. Caitlin Clark is a big deal. And to those who don't think Caitlin Clark is the Rookie of the Year, I'd ask, who would you want to start your franchise with? I'm not going to add A'ja Wilson now. I only mean between these two. Angel Reese is a great player, but Caitlin Clark is what and who she is better. This rookie isn't just pulling the Fever towards the playoffs. She's making the WNBA MVP race very interesting. I'm sure you saw that Caitlin Clark just scored the most points in the history of women's college hoops. I'm interested in where you think she ranks among the best college players of all time. Oh no. You have to win one, so that's tough. And I think that college is one of those places where you really have to win for them to even think about you. It took me 3 years to get mine. It's hard, then. However, good job to her. Even though A'ja Wilson may still be in first place, Clark's amazing numbers are getting a lot of attention. This first-year player does more than just score points. She's making the game different. 2 years ago, 1,800 people came to see them play at home. This year, 17,000 people have seen them play at home on average. That's almost 10 times. Caitlin Clark is of course the big change. She should get MVP, in my opinion. Rookie of the Year was a sure thing. There is now a real chance that A'ja Wilson won't get the MVP award, and Wilson's face when he saw Clark's numbers was priceless. Yes, those skills are too good for even the best players in the game. Also, Caitlin isn't a very good defense either. No doubt about it, she will steal the ball. She takes the ball pretty well and is 15th in the WNBA. Let's break it down. In her most recent game, she had 40 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds. Not only is that amazing, that's stuff that makes an MVP. A'ja is getting pushed to the top of the league as the best player because Caitlin can't be stopped anywhere in the game. It won't just happen once. He's been great all season. He leads the league in helpers and scores like a seasoned veteran. The WNBA as a whole is really hot right now, and it keeps getting bigger, and Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are getting a lot of press, which is good. We also learned that 2.2 million people watched the Fever Storm game over the weekend, which is huge. More than 1 million people have watched an average of 18 WNBA games this season, and Caitlin Clark has been in 16 of those 18. You can't say that Caitlin Clark playing basketball has nothing to do with it. You might be thinking how a rookie can be in the running for MVP. Get ready, because Clark is changing the way the WNBA plays. The numbers don't show how important she is. She is getting more watchers, getting new fans, and getting everyone to pay attention. I'm sorry. At this point, Rookie of the Year was more than 2 or 3 weeks ago. As of late, Caitlin Clark is making a case against A'ja Wilson to be the league's most valuable player. And I'm not making this up. I'm sorry, I'm joking. It's no longer just about Rookie of the Year. Clark makes a strong case for MVP, and it's hard to ignore him. I have a fever. I have to do it. I can't stop seeing it. There's no stopping me. About how Caitlin Clark changes games over and over again. You've seen the important parts, but her impact goes beyond the numbers. In just one season, the Fever went from being a bottom feeder to a game in the playoffs. What's causing this sudden change? She takes over. She is a master. From one game to the next, she wins by passing in the exact spots she chooses to score. Clark is in the middle of everything. Let's go back a little. The Indiana Fever had a terrible 13-27 record last season, and were the laughingstock of the WNBA. Now they're sitting pretty at 1-8-1-6, making sure they'll make the playoffs. Maybe more than anyone else in sports right now, Caitlin Clark makes it about other people and the team. Take a look. When was the last time Caitlin Clark didn't talk about a teammate? The last time you heard Caitlin Clark talk about herself or her achievements was a long time ago. I'll tell you the truth. Never, never. That's something you never hear. That's why their team is so good now. She might have been full of herself. Everyone in the league knows she's the league right now. They don't really feel like a different team, but it does feel that way. The group hasn't changed much, but Caitlin Clark is a key new member. Yes, this rookie is doing a lot more than just putting up great stats, she's totally changing the team. Have you seen how crazy it's been since the Olympics? They're 7-1, And you can guess who's in charge. Yes, it's Clark. Not only is she scoring, but she's also making everyone else better. Her friends are getting great chances, the offense is working well, and the other team is having a hard time keeping up. It's not even an argument. Now I'm going to talk about value. Getting your team into the playoffs is valuable to a league. They were the first ones picked. Last year they were the worst team. And I can give value to that. That might not fit into the areas that everyone would think of as MVP. Value is what I mean. The best player was Michael Jordan. Because more than 800,000 people watch that, which means that some people also want to see Angel Reese. What the heck is wrong with the WNBA? How is that possible? How do you make it possible for Caitlin Clark to be seen and Angel Reese to understand how other people can be seen? What the hell is that about? Tomorrow we'll talk about something else. It's not just about getting more people to watch. It shows how much the league has changed since she joined. She's a pro now, she only has deals. She also gets paid, she's big in the movies, people. It's not about the fact that you're not. Today's topic is not that. Today we're going to talk about how Caitlin Clark got things done for herself. This is where things get crazy. Caitlin Clark has a lot more of an impact than just filling places. Her shirt has sold more than any other in WNBA history. But she talked about the fact that they had to fly commercial in her very first press appearance. And the players were promised $50 million the next day. Who do you think has something to do with that? It's Caitlin Clark. She might have been selfish. She didn't care about herself. She might have been all about herself. She talked about everyone. Take a moment to think about that. A rookie selling more than big names like Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi. The NCAA came before the WNBA. Did you remember that girl who took a movie years ago of the men having their own big weight room? It might have been NCAA or USA basketball, but the men had their own big weight room area. The women only had one small room with a bar and dumbbells. What the heck was that? It was also caught on video. It was bad, and it was embarrassing. This isn't just a small rise. It's a huge change in the way that WNBA goods is sold. Let's talk about the money side of things now. Caitlin Clark's appearance on the court was more than just exciting plays and excited fans. It really made money. It's hard to be the number one pick, have the target on your back, and deal with not being healthy while trying to come back. I mean, you'll always have to deal with problems, and I think that's part of the journey, being able to weather those storms and figure out what makes you unique. She's so young that she'll be able to learn from the fact that her impact on ticket sales alone brought in over $5 million during the regular season, which is an amazing growth of over 98%. Times like these are when you really find out what you're made of and how you can continue to improve as a person, a teammate, and a basketball player, so I'm not the least bit worried about what she'll be able to do in the league. I'm sure she'll keep working hard and not give up. Good things always happen to good people. That's a lot of money for any sports league, but especially for the WNBA. But it's not just about the money. Caitlin Clark was great at marketing for the WNBA. Caitlin and I have known each other for a long time. In AAU, we fought a lot and did other things. We were on Team USA together. People were more interested in her games than those with famous athletes like Breanna Stewart and Asia Wilson. I think she's just trying to beat me. She needs to win. That's all she knows about the game. She's smart and knows how to play. She wasn't just a player. Many people became fans of her, which led to more women playing hoops. What will happen if she leaves? It's not just because they lost a good player. There is a chance that the WNBA will lose a lot of money. Those arenas that were packed might start to feel empty, and those high TV numbers might drop a lot. Caitlin Clark was inspiring a whole new group of young athletes. She changed the way people think about women's basketball and made it something that everyone had to see. She would leave the WNBA, and they would lose more than just good scorers. The sport would lose a source of inspiration and a leader for the future. The money part of things comes next. It's easy to think that Caitlin Clark, the rookie star, is making a lot of money, but she only makes $76,000 a year. Fever pays its workers $1.2 million a year. Not as much. That's less than the NBA minimum wage for a single player with 1 year of experience. Please allow me to explain this a little further because it does seem very unfair, correct? The amount of pay. Yes. Caitlin Clark, a rising college basketball star and first-round draft pick, made a huge $76,000 deal with the Indiana Fever. What's so controversial about Caitlin Clark's WNBA salary? With the first pick in the WNBA draft of 2024, Caitlin Clark was picked by the Indiana Fever. As basketball superstar, Caitlin Clark finally starts her WNBA career. Excitement is at an all-time high. I've thought of this moment since I was in the second grade. It's taken a lot of hard work, ups and downs, but mostly just trying to take it all in. That's not all, though. The Fever's full payroll is only $1.2 million, which is less than what a single NBA player with a year of experience would make. We have to start with Caitlin Clark, there's no doubt about it. Last night. But she's only making $76,000 for her first season. There are other NBA and WNBA players who are better than them, but that's all I mean. How does that make you feel about the pay gap for women in sports?